I'm Austin Ashcraft with PSE Archery, and today I'm going to be bringing you 4 bows. Some of these are from our 2018 line and some of these are from our 2019 line. I'm going to be touching on some of the key features and improvements PSE has made over the last year to bring you guys a better bow, more workable bow, tunable, as well as shootable bow. The first bow that I'm starting off with today is the Carbon Stealth. This bow has been in the lineup since last October, but some major improvements have been made towards the bow. The first thing I want to touch on is the PSE Flex Guard system. This allows the shooter or the tuner full control over gaining the maximum amount of forgiveness out of their system that they possibly can. Features on this include a cutout roller system so that it can actually flex when the cables get more tension at full draw. That load is transferred to them, and thus by having a flexible cable rod system, that allows the user to gain maximum clearance and forgiveness. I'm going to give you some examples about how this can actually be used and why a shooter would want this on their bow. I personally use a 4-fletch arrow system, so given this, the fletchings stick out closer to the cable rod, so I can adjust this rod out to be able to gain clearance. Same as if you were, say, a 3D shooter or an indoor shooter, shooting an arrow like this, like a 30X Pro 25 series, you're going to be able to adjust that cable rod system so that you can gain maximum clearance no matter what type of vane configuration or arrow diameter that you're actually running. Secondly, the PSE roller glide system that is actually on this in place of a slide is a major improvement from last few years. It has 2 different points of friction reduction that is really going to improve in efficiency as well as quietness on the bow. There's rollers itself that glide across the actual rod when you draw the bow. This is a huge improvement over the past because in different weather conditions, say it was hot or cold, or if it's rainy or humid, there's a different amount of friction on that slide, and some of you may have recognized that when you draw the bow, that'll skip instead of come back in one fluid motion. The second point of friction reduction on these is the actual wheels themselves that the cables sit in, the track that they're in, and they're also served this year on the live wire strings that PSE is putting on their bows. So this system right here really allows the shooter to tune the bow to how they want it and get the most out of the cameling and be able to really customize the bow towards them instead of having to change their shooting style towards the bow. It's a simple adjustment. All you do is loosen this screw right here with tension off the cables, and you can actually rotate this whole system in a 360 degrees motion. Okay guys, the second bow that I'm bringing you today is the Evolve 28. This bow has been in the lineup for a few months now, and it's been a really big hit, a really great seller, and it really hits a marketplace that other bows do not, being that it's a 28-inch axle-to-axle bow. Some things I love about this bow is it has the same flexible cable system that I just explained on the Carbon Stealth, but it also has the Evolve cam system. Now this is the same cam system that's on the Carbon Stealth, but I'm going to go into detail a little bit more about it on this bow. The Evolve cam system has been in the PSE lineup for the last few years, and PSE is really proud to continue keeping this cam on our bows. Our shooters love it, and it's really great in its ability to tune and be customizable for the shooter no matter what style of shooting you do. The cam system has a module that looks like this that sits in the bow and allows the user with 2 simple screws here and 2 screws here to adjust draw lengths all the way on this bow from 24.5 inches to 30 inches. This bow in particular is the only bow I've found with a longer draw length myself to have a string angle that's acceptable without having a ton of knock pinch. Given that the bow has a 7-inch brace height, by backing this whole system up, you gain degrees in string angle at full draw. This is super important for someone who's shooting a 28, 29, or 30-inch draw and really allows them to get into a bow that is more compact, lighter weight, easier to use in a tree stand, ground blind, from a kneeling position and is really a great bow if you're a Western hunter as well. The next bow that I'm bringing to you guys is the PSE Ferocity. This bow is our price point bow, and it's really meant to get the archer that may not be looking for the top of the line bow, say like the Evolve 28 or the Carbon Stealth, and get them a bow that's going to perform for them, as well as be super adjustable and can really fit a magnitude of archers. This bow comes with a binary cam system similar to the Evolve, but this is a 3-track binary opposed to a 4-track binary on the Evolve cam system. This allows for a wide range of draw length adjustments, but the limb angle on this bow is really where this thing shines. It allows for a lot of turns coming out of the limb pockets, which allows users, if they get a 70-pound limb on their bow, to go all the way down to 30 pounds, and 60-pound limbs will actually go down to 24 pounds. So this bow can really fit anywhere from a young kid, say 10, 11, 12 years old, all the way to an adult who's looking for a really high performance bow with all of PSE's key features and technologies in a relatively good price point. The bow setup how I have right now is the field ready package, and this bow will come with a quiver for $550. Bare bow for the Ferocity comes in at $449. So this bow being under $500 is really going to be a huge hit, and has some of the great PSE technology that's in the top of the line bows delivered in a more affordable package. The next bow that I want to hit on, which was just released a few weeks ago at the ASA Classic, is the PSE SUPRA Focus. This one I have right here is the new sky blue color. If you look at it, it's a D-flex riser, which means that the handle actually sits forward from the limb pockets as opposed to a reflex riser, say on this bow where the handle is back. It allows the shooter to have reduced amount of lateral bow torque at full draw as well as at the shot, and it gives the shooter a lot different feel. With bows, there's an overall mass weight. There's also a dynamic weight, which I'm referring to as the weight you feel at full draw. With this bow, it holds steadier on target with a more balanced weight system, as in you can have a similar amount of weight on your front bar as the rear, as opposed to most target bows today where you're going to have 20 plus ounces on the back and sub 10 on the front. This bow really allows the shooter to aim with using less weight. That's a huge key of it. So it gets a lot of archers that couldn't necessarily hold up, say Perform or Perform X 3D. It gets them on target and allows them to hold longer, steadier. This bow features our smaller Evolve cam system, which PSE is proud to continue in the line, and has some really cool features with it. I mentioned the Evolve cam system earlier, but I want to touch on some of the adjustment features of this bow and some of the different let-off options we have with our modules. The 3 different modules that PSE is putting on these Evolve cam systems are the high let-off modules, which come standard on most of the hunting bows, the low let-off module, which is standard on, say, this SUPRA Focus here, and as well as a fast let-off mod. Now the high let-off modules, I have some here, go from 80 to 90% let-off, and it has a little peg that runs on the top here that you can adjust in and out to get that from 80, 85, or 90%. Now 90% let-off is quite a bit, so you're not holding a whole lot of weight at the back. It gives the shooter ultimate control and comfort from a hunting standpoint. You can hold your bow at full draw without having to let down and spook an animal. From a target perspective, the bows that have the lower let-off option have 65 to 75% options, same with 5% increments. And there's a fast let-off module, which will increase your speeds quite a bit, about 5 to 8 feet per second. Some people are even seeing 10, depending on what your draw length is, what draw weight, and what model of bow. But that really gives a shooter the ability to make the bow what they want. I personally use a back tension release for everything as far as competitions, hunting, whatever. So I prefer to have the low let-off mods on my hunting bows as well. I was actually speaking with a finger shooter yesterday, and he said the same thing. Some people prefer the high let-off mods, even for target archery, so that's why PSE has these, so you can really customize these Evolve camp systems to you and get this bow to really aim and hold the way that you want. Thanks for watching, guys. My name is Austin Ashcraft once again. Hopefully you can get down to your local dealers and shoot some of these bows. Try them out and let us know what you think.